completely dead. America is finished.
Gone.
Right?
But New York City always bounce back. He says, no, not this time. You see? He says, no, not this time. But New York City is the center of the financial universe. Opportunities will flourish here again, not this time. See? New York has experienced worse. No, it hasn't. See? It's the worst. It's the worst this New York experience, man. Them said, nah, go bounce back. They said, nah, this time, man. See? So it's fall, it's finished, man. America is finished. Hey, no matter if they want to put if Donald Trump want to vote in back when the 3rd November come, and they want to vote in Joe Biden. New York or America will not come back to that great state it was, man.
Because the banking release them basically finished with America.
Them rubbish out that war, man.
The main thing what they deal with now is globalism. Globalization, the whole one world order,
man.
America study what nationalism. So
the American people them build upon them constitution and them believe in them constitution, man.
So this is 2 Ezra 6 verse 22. So suddenly shall the sound place appear unsound, and the full storehouses shall be found empty.
Full storehouses shall suddenly found empty. One.
Alright, and the trumpet shall give a sound, and when every man hear it, they shall suddenly be afraid.
Right, and a lot of people are going to be afraid when the time to come, because this is just, the beginning, of this kind of destruction of America, because worse they're ahead. Worse things going to take place in America, because according to Bible prophecy, you have a martial law, race war going to start in the land of America. Are we approaching the time right now based off all the signs, all the prophecies that we see taking place. As I mentioned earlier, the bank lead want to start a basically race war. What?
At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
So the time we're approaching right now, at that time friends are going to fight against friends like enemies. One.
And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein.
One.
And the spring of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours shall not run. Another one.
What?
This is 2 Ezra 16 and verse 20. Start of verse 24. So there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. So the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them?
Because you have basically a lot of people there after you. People say a man go in a city and desire for another voice. Because a lot of people going to die by this coming destruction we're approaching. Either by famine or by diseases, by the weapon or by basically sword. And the people say what? Many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, shall basically perish of famine. So a lot of people going to die. So you have one man in a city or in a community. So the farmer will plant all this crop, they're not going to live to basically reap them. So they're going to ripe. What? The scripture I say, go on.
So verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice.
So you're going to desire to see another and hear his voice. Because you're alone in that city, or much at months, you're in that place by yourself. Desire to see somebody to talk to. And like for example, the movie Iron Legend with Will Smith. I get crazy because I'm alone in the city.
Right, man.
Top of statues in the place. I pretend like them people in the business, Yeah, because that's what basically take place here, because that's scripture.
And that's enough to keep him sanity, man.
Good. I'm playing Bad Marley song.
And him have the
dog. And dog did that
as in company, man.
Because for dog did I eat that.
I eat that, man, because that's how I'm going to live in company with that way, when you could relate to, man.
So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Right, for as far of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the cliffs of the rock.
And the cliffs of the rocks, people are hide you. Hide basically, from people basically destroying them, because you're gonna have a lot of mass death. People fight, as people say, friends are gonna fight against friends like enemies. So people are gonna hide. You know, basically, you know, try to live.
Can.
Because people, because you're gonna have enough police and soldiers to basically call to. You know, like how, you know, this list thing up now, you then call 991 or 119 and then police show up. Then you're not gonna have that, yo. Is either you kill or you be killed, or they reach you, so people are gonna hide.
And you run for your life.
Run for your life, yeah.
And danger go upon danger.
Danger, man. That's just the Lord, man.
Shall be, yeah.
You can get the time of Jacob struggle too.
5 verse, this is Amos 5 verse 18.
Go on.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
People say, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. And the word woe means what? Destruction or suffering. You see, because a lot of people, a lot of our people, a matter of fact, they desire the day of the Lord, but they don't understand what the day of the Lord will be like.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Go on.
To what end is it for you?
To what end is it for you? Go on.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
People say the day of the Lord is what? Darkness and not light. What?
As if a man did flee from a lion.
As if a man did flee from a lion. You're basically run from one trouble. You see a bunch of, I'm basically a man up here with long gun. I shoot people, I run for your life. I run go walk up to some man with some machete. Yo. See, I run from one trouble, I end up in the next trouble. Yo. Go on.
As if a man did flee from a lion.
Go on.
And a bear met him.
And a bear met him. See, I run from one trouble, I end up in the next trouble. Yo. So you got all different things happen at the same time. Total chaos, yo. Go on.
That's right, man.
I went into a house and leaned his hand on a wall, and a serpent bit him.
Go on.
So shall the day of the Lord be darkness and not light.
Repeat the part again.
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light.
Shall not the day of the Lord be what? Darkness and not light. Because it's going to be total destruction, yo. Chaos to the highest level. It's going to be the greatest destruction will ever take place on the planet, yo. You see the time we're approaching right now. People say no other time in history can compare to the time we're approaching right now.
Which is right, man.
Go on.
The deliverance more greater.
Go on.
Even very dark and no brightness in it.
Go on. Go on, brother.
This is it says three of the most important reason to move to New York: business opportunities, culture, food, commercial real estate, and colleagues are also suffering. See? It says, and of course, friends. But if everything I say below is even 1 to 10 of what I think, then there won't be as many opportunities to make friends. So I guess right now everybody have for themselves, then. Nobody nah look out for nobody right now because two more things are going. Everybody have seclude themselves, then. Yeah, can. Yeah, separate people and social distance. It says Midtown Manhattan, the center of business in New York, is empty, even though people can go back to work. Famous office buildings like the Time Life skyscraper are still 90% empty. Businesses realize that they don't need their employees at the office.
Yeah. Hey, one of the things what they do now is they use this internet. They use the internet basically to people know how to work over the internet.
Yeah. Work from home.
There are a lot of internet-based jobs. Where you can get and it's a thing where in them now channel everybody to the digital realm because they close all the doors. There's only on the one avenue right now where you have internet where people can work and get paid through either PayPal or whatever account.
Which is right, yeah.
And set up because now everything goes digital now, the money and everything.
Because that's what Esau wants to do right now. We want to basically move over to a digital society. You know, bringing this new way of doing basically business, yo, or this new way of life. You know, ultimately, we get every single body on the earth chip. That's the end goal of the banking elite. You know, according to it, Nick Rockefeller till Aaron Russo, they want everybody chip. They want total control over everybody. Life, yo. So all these things that's taking place is basically bring forth that end goal. Basically bringing the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Go on. Okay.
Revelation 18 verse 6. Reward her even as she reward you.
Reward her, reward America as she reward us. Go on.
And double unto her
And
double.
So Heavenly Father gonna double you so-called white people judgment. What we go through as a nation, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and even the Native American Indian, the Heavenly Father gonna double it, yo. So now we should double time what we go through as a nation. Go on.
Double unto her double.
Go on.
According to her works.
Go on.
In the cup which she had filled to her double.
Go on.
How much shall she
How
much she had glorified herself
Go on.
and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her.
Go on.
For she said in her heart,
Go on.
I sit a queen and I am no widow.
Because the average people, average either might feel that somehow America continue to rule forever and ever. You see, but no, we're in a time when America, America is finished, yo.
And shall see no sorrow.
Go on.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
She said, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Go on.
Death and mourning.
Death and mourning. Go on.
And famine. And she shall be utterly burned with fire.
And she shall be utterly burned with fire. Talking about what? The ICBM missile fire. According to Bible prophecy, all these nations across the world have them ICBM missiles. They're going to shoot it off on the land of America. So she said she got utterly burned with fire. Talking about ICBM missile fire. Go on.
For strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, who judgeth earth.
So the Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is going to judge America, yo. So all the wickedness America basically been doing over the years, especially to us as a nation, they went to our people, even our foreparents, to the North American Indian, and slaughter them and take over the land of America. All these things are going to pay for you, because from the time of slavery, coming to this time, all of the so-called white man don't pay. Nothing at all to us as a nation, but as according to the scripture, Heavenly Father going to judge them. Go on.
Okay, verse 19, say, and they cast dust on their heads and cry, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate.
So it take 1 hour for America basically get destroyed. America take years and put up years to build you. Our foreparents butter, to basically build this wicked society, especially America. And 1 hour they really Father take to destroy it. 1 hour. One single hour. Go on.
Rejoice over her, though heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God had avenged you on earth.
So Heavenly Father go avenge us, yo. See, avenge all we go through as a nation, yo, especially the prophets. You see, because according to the scripture, they're gonna even beheaded. Some are basically the men that is truth. Some are going to get beheaded. According to Revelation 20:4. Go on.
And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be trodden down, be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
After this, America going to be an example. Just like us said, Mangomara was an example, and today we're going to live afterward ungodly. It's an example to America. America going to basically be an example. Basically, when you basically live a wicked life, this is the judgment. And this is what the Heavenly Father basically do to you. Because you say what? Them smoke a go up for. Generation to generation. What?
Them learn from Egypt, them learn from Sodom. Them learn from all them time. The Lord going to make them learn, man. The hard way, man. Guess what? The Lord name alone are going to be exalted in that day, as the scripture says. Yeah?
You can also say this short point. Because basically what happened in Egypt, as Jack always bring us, we have the harlot.
Yeah.
Say our melt when she hear the God of Israel. Egyptian. Now how much glorious this destruction will be and this deliverance. See? Yeah? So this is Daniel 12 and verse 1. It says, and at that time Michael shall stand up, that the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
And at that time, the time we're approaching right now, shall Michael, the war angel, stand for the children of thy people. Go on.
Right. And there shall be a time of trouble.
And there shall be a time of trouble. Who's over trouble? Jacob's trouble. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, Indian trouble. Our trouble. We're going to face a lot of things, yo. Worse than what four parents go through during the time of slavery. All of what the so-called white man do back then, you know, going back to during the time of slavery to even the Native American Indian, you know, and to the so-called Negroes, even the Latinos cannot compare to what they're about to do right now. It's going to be way more worse, yo.
Right, man.
What?
Right. So such as never since there were a nation.
Gone.
There was a nation, it's like yeah. Right? Even to that same time.
Even to that same time, go on.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
And at that time we're approaching right now, thy people shall be delivered. The elect gonna get delivered.
Right.
According to the scripture, go on.
Right. It's telling Matthew 24 and 30. So the Lord
deliver the elect from the four wings of the earth.
Right.
The angel, one.
Right. It says, and at that time shall thy people that thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Right, man.
Yeah. Alright, so for many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth.
Many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth, talking about the confusion. You know, this confused society, America, you know, Babylon, the city of confusion. So I say many of them that sleep in the dust, basically sleep in this confusion, you know. You see, because people deep in sleep right now, spiritually, asleep right now. Is it? Go on.
So, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake.
Shall awake. Because some are going to awake. Go on.
Some to everlasting life.
Some to everlasting life. So you're going to basically awake to what? Everlasting life. Go on.
And some to shame and everlasting contempt.
And some to shame and everlasting contempt. Because a lot of people are going to be ashamed at the time to come here. Yeah. You see, so them reject the ways of Yahweh, Hashem, Yoshai. You know. So when they born back into the kingdom, you know, and in the right mind, they're going to be ashamed of all the things that they basically been doing on this side, yo. Following who? The worst man on the earth, yo. The so-called white man. Following all the money, so Esau, Edom, give them basically freedom to do. They're going to be ashamed. So never take you to the word of the Heavenly Father.
Which is right, man.
So we hope and pray, yo, to the Spirit and power of Hashem, we continue on this part, yo. You see, because if we don't continue, we're going to be ashamed of the same. You see? So with that, I say all praises and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yoshai, Hashem, Kodash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all our brothers and out there pushing straight. In all sincerity and in all honesty. Shalom.